You're listening to the Weird Girls Club podcast
with your hosts, Neve and Amy.
Hi. Another episode. Welcome back for another episode. I'm actually really excited to do this episode.
Me too. We're doing like mother-in-laws from hell / maybe some of them are like, am I the asshole? But they're all about mother-in-laws and issues with mother-in-laws. And Neve's trying to unlock the phone. She's panicking.
I'm like trying to panic.
You know the code. It's just 1111. All the ones.
All the ones.
All the ones. But yeah, we hope you liked last week's little chatty episode, just kind of getting us back into the swing of things.
Chatty.
A little catch up on where we've been, what we're doing, because we were
I know, and
MIA.
Thinking of it now, it wasn't even a proper catch up. We could probably talk so much longer.
Yeah.
Because we hadn't done one in ages. Well, I think
there was too much to talk about.
There was
I feel like we were jumping, and it's like, what do we talk about?
This month especially is we're jam packed. Jam packed between work, podcasts,
life,
just
general
just
things.
Fun things we have that we're actually doing together and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
we're social gals this month.
Yeah, but we're mostly social gals together.
Yeah, but we have to be extra social this month.
I know. Yeah. We're gonna be bleeding. We're gonna sleep the whole of January. Don't talk to us. Don't talk to me. I'll murder you.
For anyone that's not on TikTok, it's a TikTok sound.
Yeah, it's not just like me saying.
I wanna kill my mom.
See, you put another one out, and it was like, I love my mom.
No way, did
Yeah.
I
should have
didn't
sent it to
actually
you.
see that.
But I think we'll just jump straight in.
Yeah, because we'll just
let's
waffle.
be real, you aren't here to listen to us straight on in this episode.
Not in
You've
this
seen
episode.
the title. You have come to listen to Am I the Asshole?
Give me the juice.
Mother-in-laws from hell.
Before we jump in, just if you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment and let us know what you think of these situations, what you would do, or if you're listening on an audio platform, head over to our Instagram or TikTok. We usually post clips of the little stories to see kind of what is are saying. Both social medias are at the Weird Girls Club, and follow, subscribe, and do all the fun things. Let's begin.
You had to put the little plug in there, didn't you?
Yeah, may as well do it at the start.
Why does this phone lock?
It's because it's going dead, so it's on low battery mode, so it literally locks every few seconds. Right. But it's good to do at the start of the episode instead of at the end.
Oh my god, I moved my eye I did a mad face there, and then my eye was
moved my eye over,
and then my eye is it went real.
Oh my god, actually, right, it's a really quick story. The other day, do you know the way sometimes my eye twitches? Right, so
everyone's eye does.
Yeah, so my eye started twitching when I was doing my hair, and I was hairspraying my hair, and I hairsprayed my eye got stuck in the half twitch, and I was like, what the fuck do I do? And then I obviously just eventually pulled it, but it was the weirdest thing ever. I was like, I know hairspray is strong, but I didn't think it'd hold your eye in place. It was like when you turn your eyes in, your mad tell you off the eyelashes, yeah, but it felt so weird. But I just had to tell me my little story there.
I can't wait to get my eyelashes done on Thursday. I feel like so bald.
Wow.
Right, so let's jump straight in. Mother-in-law wants to name my baby and thinks I should have no say on my baby's name. Mother-in-law has come up with a name for my newborn baby, which I didn't like. She is so adamant about it, and my husband doesn't go against his mother's wish. Am I the asshole?
Sorry, the husband's agreeing with the mother-in-law that she gets to name the baby, and the baby's mad doesn't get what?
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Oh, see, I need more info. I need to know, did her husband's grandmother name him? Because that would be very interesting now. If this is something that's been passed down.
But there's an easy solution.
Yeah, tell her to fuck off and give her the finger. That wasn't yours, but that was in general. Tell her to fuck off.
Yeah, you could, or just literally just agree or play along, and then just go and register the child yourself with a different name.
Yeah, what is she gonna do? She can't go in, and she's not signing the birth certificate. She's not registering the name.
Yeah.
But then there's a thing of, if you go along with it, then does she just start calling your baby the name the whole time?
Call it what you fucking want. You won't see it then. If you're not gonna call it its name.
That I think that has to be the worst case of a partner picking up for their ma. We've done am I the assholes, and people haven't said that to their ma about other things but imagine being pregnant and your partner telling you, oh no, I'm not gonna say Aunt Me Ma's naming the baby.
No worries.
Sorry, and I just pushed this watermelon through a keyhole for someone else to name it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. That's grand. I'm just the oven. Don't worry about it. You can name. Do you want to rear it as well and pay for it?
Oh my god, that's
what? People are whacked. People are whacked, and he's not.
Oh,
why? Why are all these
Why?
mammies boys?
If there's any person listening to this and you're in a situation where your significant other doesn't get along with your mother-in-law, just side with your significant other, because 9 times out of 10 it's your mother-in-law and you just can't, or it's your mother and you just can't say it because it's your man. It's like you need to take yourself out of the equation. Be like, well, if that person, if your significant other's parent or someone on their side of the family was doing that to you, what would your partner do? And how
like,
would you feel? Like, if the roles were switched.
Yeah, like, but if you had a healthy relationship with both your partner and your mother-in-law, you'd be able to say, like, well, that's not right and that is wrong. If you had a healthy relationship, you'd be able to say to your man, like, no, you're in the wrong there.
That's crazy.
That's what I don't get. Like,
different if she liked the name. She was like, oh yeah, that's fine, like, we'll go with that. But like,
it's not to do, or if it's not coming out with you, or it's not your sperm, it's nothing to do with you. Like, good luck with that.
No.
I love to see.
I hope you
put
your own
up
name.
a follow up about it.
Yeah, and I hope eventually you just pick your own name and don't actually go in
and just piss the partner off as well. Name a name he hated or something, but you liked.
Yeah, to pick it next his name.
Yeah, an ex-lover.
Yeah.
Right, we'll jump into the second one. Mother-in-law is trying to get my husband to take out a joint loan. My husband owns a business and therefore gets really good loan offers, lower interest rates. He already let his mother take out a 300,000 loan before, which she's still paying. She's paying for that alone. But now she wants him to take out another loan of 300,000. She wants 200,000 and said he can keep the 100,000. I didn't even know the details of this because my husband didn't really tell me anything about it. I said in front of her, I don't want us taking out another loan, and when I left the room, I heard her say to my husband, she doesn't want the loan right now, but just take it and keep it somewhere until you need it. I'm actually really angry at my husband, also because it almost seems like he's married to his mother, not me. As mentioned, he didn't give me the full details about this loan. I'm also finding out that she's calling him during the day saying that she really needs that loan and needs the money, etc. Am I the asshole?
What the fuck? Is she going to Vegas? Do they live in Vegas? Is she going to the casino or the slot?
There's a reason why, like...
$500,000 in a loan she's asking her son for?
Less.
It is $500,000. She already... Yeah, but she wants another 1,000, so in total, like I was just saying, she'll, like, basically want...
Over $500,000.
Yeah. Oh, you can keep the 100,000. Like,
who's after you?
Yeah.
Who's after you? Do you own loan sharks? Like,
who did you rip off? Like...
Yeah. Like, that's not normal. Like, that's someone with a loan. Like, but if you can't even pay
And
the
that
first one,
amount?
why would you take a second one? That's what I don't get.
That's the thing, you're still paying off one, so it's like, what did you do with that money?
Yeah, but someone please explain. Well, I know. No, never mind. I was gonna say, who is giving her these loans, because you have to have
They're
that
not
amount
even
of
her
money.
name.
Yeah, that's what I'm just at the.
They're on the business, so if anything happens and
he'll owe the money
he's
back
gonna
through the
have
business.
over $500,000 loaned out on his business. If God forbid anything happened and he needed something like emergency equipment, obviously we don't know what his business is, or maybe he is the business, like he's a tradesperson.
He is the business,
and something happens and when he needs to go out of work, he then can't get a loan just to support his immediate family and cover the expenses because he has $500,000 already out. That's so selfish as like a parent to ask your
That's
kids.
just a no.
Yeah.
That's just that's a straight out no. No.
Yeah, if financially or like they say we agree to it and they can cover it, the first one, but I don't know how anyone can go back to someone and say I actually need another loan of that amount. That's a 6-figure loan. I thought when she was saying like maybe 50 grand, you said 300 nearly died and then she wanted another one.
Another one.
Another one. Like,
but I wonder, like, I'd love to know the details of what the loan is for. Like,
yeah, is our gap fall now?
Is our gap, or is it like medical expenses if it's in the US? Like, I know they're medical, but like obviously they're not telling us that, so I actually wonder. But then again, like, just from if there was no details and I didn't know, like, if I knew no details and someone came to say Aaron and was like, hey, I need you to take out a loan of 300,000 and then I need you to take another one for 300,000, but I'll let you keep 100,000 of it, I'd be like, I don't need the details. The answer is fucking no.
Yeah.
Like, no, unless it was like medical bills or there was like something medically that like she couldn't survive.
Yeah.
Then right, I'd be like, right, well, we're not just gonna let her die, like, but whatever. But no, straight off the bat, I'd be like, no. And if he went against me, I'd be like, right, well, if you go down with the ship, you go down with the fucking ship.
Yeah.
I ain't going down with no one's ship. Like, you go down.
Like,
I hope you have a prenup, hun.
yeah. I'm telling you now, that mother-in-law is up renovating our house and going on cruises and gambling.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Because
It's
she would,
sus, isn't it?
obviously the partner, like the person that wrote it, I think would know if there was like medical bills. You'd have to know.
Oh, she's
like-
giving them some excuse, so I wonder what it is.
Yeah. Oh.
There has to be, the first thing you're going to ask is,
What do you
why
need
do you need that
amount
much
for?
money for? Like, it's
Yeah.
not.
Can I have a loan, Mr. Businessman?
Yeah.
I'll take
fucking-
50 grand or 10. You don't need to give me that much. I'm not looking for 6 figures. If you're
Yeah.
offering.
If you're offering, if I don't have to pay it back.
Yeah.
But
Jesus. That's crazy.
the next one, my mother-in-law stormed out of our engagement announcement. Okay, so I can write a novel about the bag of cats about this mother-in-law. Today, however, at the request of my wife, I am putting into writing about my mother-in-law's response to our engagement from many years ago. I am going to add in the lead up to our engagement as well. My wife and I are the same age. We met when we were through friends of mine, offered a room at a house he was renting and said he would sublet to me. There was a massive 8-bedroom house, and for the most part, all of my housemates were awesome. Though I could write a novel about one of them as well. My wife and I hit it off right off the bat and were inseparable. After being together for almost a year, we decided to get our own place where we didn't have to worry about how loud we were. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Now get your head out of the gutter. Or just very loud in general. But the other thing as well. When we moved into our first house, her mother stopped in. Sorry, there's a few spell mistakes. Stopped in, took one look at it and said, "This is too small for anyone to live in." We explained that this is all we could afford, and she was equipped. Well, that's what you get for dating a mechanic.
The shade.
My wife got angry at that and her mother left. I asked my wife what that meant, and she explained that her mother wanted her to marry a doctor, a lawyer, or a CEO. My wife also explained that her mother thought that people that work with their hands are beneath her. Well, fast forward several years and I asked my wife to marry me and she said yes. We decided to let our families know face to face. We went to her father's house and her mother came over. Her mother and father are divorced. And we made our announcement. My mother-in-law, upon hearing we are engaged, stood up and walked out of the house. My wife chased after, and that's when I hear my mother-in-law say to my wife, "You're still a petulant little child, and now you decided to ruin your life with him." My mother-in-law got in her car and drove off. My father-in-law said, "Now you can see why I divorced her. I am sorry, honey, let's go back inside." My wife cried for the rest of the night, and we tried to cheer her up, but nothing worked. My mother-in-law refuses to see her grandchildren, and in spite of my wife's attempts over the years, her mother is still a terrible person over the phone. This is only a small snippet of the horror that my mother-in-law is. Am I the asshole?
She needs to be visited by the spirit of past, present, and future. The Christmas spirit.
Oh yeah.
She needs a Christmas carol.
She
to
sounds
save
like
her
a
soul.
Scrooge.
She literally, oh my god, someone who works with her hands is beneath her.
But like, how can you judge a person on what they
Yeah, I
Like,
hate
on-
people like
on
that.
like they're living, like they're making money,
Yeah.
like, do you know what I mean? Like, so would it be better if he didn't work at all?
Yeah, like, sorry,
He's
get
not
off
using
your
his
high
hands?
horse there. That's, oh, I hate people like that, stuck up cunt. Literally. Like, there's no other way to describe
I
her.
think that's just real snooty. Like, there's no
Yeah.
need for it. Like,
Like, you can see her, like, nose turned up at everyone. Probably there's loads of help in our house and is, like, real, like,
but then it's
flicks her
even worse if
fingers.
she doesn't. If she doesn't have any
Yeah.
of that, then like, go off your high horse. Like, what are you?
Yeah, she wants me to marry, like, a CEO or a
But
doctor.
who does?
But what, like,
Every parent has that. Like, would love their child to marry rich, so they're always looked at. Realistically, what are the percentages of that?
yeah.
Like, you can't control who your like child falls in love with. Once they're happy and they're safe and they're respected and there's trust and there's
Yeah.
love, what else matters?
Exactly. And why not aim for
Money
your daughter
comes
to
and
be
goes.
the CEO and not their husband?
How
about that?
Exactly.
How about that, moms?
Exactly.
How about that, moms?
I don't need. What did Cher say? I don't need.
I don't need a
man.
rich man, honey. I am a rich man. Was it
Yeah.
her that said that?
Yeah, it
I
was
never
Cher.
knew what it was her or Rihanna.
It was Cher. Let's quote Cher from now on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's.
But it's good. I'm glad they can. Obviously, the daughter is still upset that like our man's not in our life, because ideally you'd want everyone in your life, like your family, care about. But I'm glad that they've went on and they've had kids. He seems to have like probably a decent relationship with the father-in-law, and they married. He was calling her a wife, so one less
Like, you
person
can-
needs
if
to buy
you-
Christmas presents for. It's fine.
If you don't like your daughter's husband, but you can still have a relationship with your daughter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
that's
but
the
would
most
you-
important relationship. Like, there's always going to be people in your life you're not keen on. Like, but she can't change the situation.
No.
So you either adapt or get the fucking leave it. Like, get
Yeah,
the fuck out.
exactly.
Like, so if there's nothing you can do about it, yeah, you don't have to like fully bend over backwards for the husband if you don't really like him. But you
But
have
there's
to.
no
But for
reason.
your daughter though, you have to tolerate it to a certain extent, unless there is a reason, like a reason that we don't know that she actually doesn't like him, because we don't know all the ins and outs
Yeah.
over the years. Like, did he do something that he's not mentioning? Like, there's two sides to every
Yeah.
coin. Do you know what I
Yeah, of
mean? So,
course.
but
Yeah.
that's that. But we'll jump into the next one.
Yeah,
This
I think
one's
so.
a bit of a long one, but
Get your snacks ready.
right,
Comfy
let's go.
positions.
Mother-in-law blames me for overreacting after she locked my child in the car with keys inside. The heading says it all. So let me explain. My mother-in-law is toxic as hell. That's a good
Right off
start.
the bat.
The world should revolve around her. Her kids are afraid of her. Thus, they won't stand up against her even if she is wrong. I had arranged marriage, and she was treated as the maid at their house.
Wait, what?
What? I had arranged marriage, and she was treated as a main at their house. Whatever that means. I was stupid and thought that this is what I should be doing. I lost my shit during our first anniversary, and from then on it was awkward with them. Right, now on to the story.
Okay. I'm a bit
Don't
confused.
understand that first bit. Like, I have to, just as a little FYI, we have to kind of take some of these stories as, I know sometimes in stories they mention like, oh, English is my first language, like, so like, and they sometimes
Yeah.
do say that, but then sometimes they don't say it, but there does be a lot of like spelling mistakes and like words that don't make sense in the sentence. So I'm not that English isn't their first language, maybe just didn't proofread it before, like if they're typing it.
Yeah.
So, but now on to the story. Mother-in-law is a pretty good driver for a lady in our state. This is relevant. The day before yesterday, she bathed my child, 1.5-year female, in cold water while I was preparing hot water. I was irritated by this. She dressed my baby up and went off. As I was watching them, she seated my baby in the front seat and closed the door. At the same time, I got a call and she was distracted. Or I was distracted. As the call progressed, I saw mother-in-law making some kind of action and asking to press something, looking at the baby sitting inside the car. I quickly went over to see my baby seated in the car with a seatbelt and everything, and the key sitting on the inside pocket of the door, and the door was locked. I panicked. My husband had gone to work. I quickly called him, told him what happened. He said he was on his way. A couple of minutes later, my baby opened the door. Go, baby. Mother-in-law didn't tell me this. She proceeded to get into the driver's seat. I was scared, angry, and relieved at the same time. I took my baby from the car and went inside my house with the baby to calm down. My heart was pounding. It took me probably 10 minutes to calm down. Afterwards, as mother-in-law once again started to go out, I told her she can take my baby with her. Baby will cry uncontrollably as she was made to believe and dressed to go out. Then mother-in-law started to complain about I overreacted and it was our child, not just mine, and proceeded to tell me I'll only be able to keep patience once I become a mother. What the fuck? She hasn't spoken to me since. Then yesterday she said she was going to visit her mom and didn't come back. While I was checking, I found out that she took her luggage with her. Me and husband live together at a rented place near mother-in-law's family. Mother-in-law's home is 4 hours away. She came today She came today morning and took the baby away. It's been 5 hours and she is not picking up. I don't know what to do. I am scared and can barely function. The house is a mess and everyone's gonna blame me for the way our house is stating that I could have used that time with the mother-in-law, but she did not take the baby away and I could have cleaned and organised. But the truth is that I am upset and no one is consoling me. I feel trapped here. There's a lot to rant about, but that's the story for another day. Am I the asshole?
What the fuck?
There's a lot to...
Did she ever come back with the baby?
I don't know. I can't even make sense of that story. But anyway, you don't tell a mother that when you are a mother, you'll understand if that's your child. Basically,
Yeah,
the mother-in-law was like taking the child, being like, it's my child, it's our child, but you won't fully understand till you're a mother and until you're like a proper mother. Basically, is what that's what I'm getting from it.
Like, what in the holy...
Of course, you'd panic if your child was locked in a car. You don't know how hot. We don't know how hot it was out there. You would have to smash the window.
Yeah, like, what if the baby didn't, like, how old was the baby, did it say? No?
1.5 years or 1.8 years.
Oh, yeah.
A year
over
a year and a half.
What the fuck? I'm kind of wrapping my head around that one there. It's a bit... I don't know. I get when it, like, obviously the baby would have been crying, like, no, I want to go out, blah, blah, but I don't think I would have let her go. Like, initially. Because obviously you don't want to dress a kid to go somewhere and, like, they're getting ready to go out and they're like, if you then
but why did she put the baby in the front seat?
Yeah. Like, with a seatbelt. Where's the car seat?
That is like, she would have got pulled over, first of all, if they seen a kid in the car in the front, like.
I'd love to know where this is, because at the start he said, oh, she's a pretty good driver for where we live. Oh, they're from America, right? It said state, didn't it? Pretty good driver for inner state. Was a bit of a weird comment, but hey ho.
Run.
I don't think like the asshole or you that wrong, really.
I think there's a lot going on there.
There's a lot going on there. There's a lot, like, the mother-in-law has some issues, I think.
Yeah, I think she's just not being very respectful.
No.
And
definitely not.
First of all, I'd start questioning, like, she's putting her baby in the front seat of a car. Imagine something happened.
Yeah, like
well, something did happen. The child locked themselves in.
But, like, if God forbid she was to crash, the baby's not going to survive. Get the airbag. No. That's why they go into a car seat and in the back.
Yeah, there's a point for it.
Like, what the fuck? I don't know that.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't. I'd hide her car keys next time.
Yeah. No. I'm going anywhere with me, baby.
Run
for the hills. Don't look back.
Yeah. No. But we're going to jump straight into this next one. Hopefully this makes a bit more sense. That one was kind of like making me like, ooh.
Yeah.
Mother-in-law gives silent treatment for months if we rent a cottage. Okay, so you're probably like, what the fuck? Well, my husband's mother and her relatives, husband's sister and her sister's husband in their 60s, bought a cottages a year before I met my husband. It was a debilitated space in the middle of nowhere. Like, literally, it was a 2-acre field with nothing around it and nothing to look at except a mucky river that you can't even swim in. There are 2 cottages on the land and 4 bunkies with just a bed in them. They were full of raccoon shit before they were renovated. The mother-in-law occupies one of the cottages with her husband, and the other is occupied by her sister and her husband, who don't like anyone to sleep in their room when they are not there because they're very particular about their things. Fair enough. The mother-in-law expects everyone to love this place the way she does, except that we're expected to sleep in the bunkies with no kitchen or bathroom space. They are up at the cottages every summer weekend, and she gets super offended that we don't want to spend weekends up there. The place is very uncomfortable. There is nothing to do except sit in a field and drink and get eaten alive by mosquitoes. They stay up drinking and yelling till 2 or 3 a.m. My husband has an awkward relationship with his mom too because she didn't raise him, but that's a whole other story. So every year when we rent a place, like an actual nice cottage on the lake, as part of our vacation somewhere different, she stops talking to us. Like, even stops liking pics on Facebook for months. She's a Facebook fanatic and on it every day. Stops texting my husband and stops talking to me. I've heard her say that she thinks I've taken my husband away from his family and isolated him. She seems to think that her cottage is all about family and togetherness, and that my husband loved going there and helping them renovate it before he met me, and I ruined everything for them. When I asked my husband about it, he says yes, he went up there a lot, but it's because he was single and didn't have much to do that year that they bought it so he could help. I feel really awkward going to their place for Christmas because she didn't respond to my last couple of messages asking about how they are doing. Obviously, I'll still go, but this whole thing is so uncomfortable. I don't want to make things worse for my husband and mother-in-law's relationship, but I think her behaviour is really weird and immature, and I don't want to enable it. What do you guys think about this? Am I the asshole? No, I don't think you're the asshole. I think you're allowed to go other places besides that cottage. Like, and if it's not, your time is your time. Like, protect your own peace. And I always say that. Like, you have to protect your own peace, because it's like, why would you spend time on your summer break or like when the weather's actually nice?
Yeah.
To go somewhere you're miserable. Like, what's the point? Like, fair enough. Like, you can go up every once in a while and visit them, but you don't have to go every weekend. Like, if you're renting a cottage and paying money, like, I don't see what the big deal is. Like, right, you don't want to go up every weekend. The mother-in-law bought that cottage. Yeah. Yous did not buy that cottage, so yous have no obligation to go up there.
No, that's the thing. It's like that cottage will always be there, or is always there for however long she has it. They can go up whenever. They can go up one weekend. They don't have to go up every single weekend. Yeah, I guess she's probably associates with our son not going there because he's kind of stopped going there or stopped wanting to be there when he met his girlfriend. But it's not just the girlfriend. It's when you get a life, or when you've something to do, you have someone else to do things with. But like, I mean, there's nothing stopping them going there on the weekend and then going somewhere else. Like, that's their holiday. Yeah. If they're got like she made it out to be that as if they go like different places all the time. So it's not as if they're even going to like one specific cottage.
Yeah, exactly. They're making new memories.
Yeah,
like,
it's like
they're allowed to live their lives.
Yeah, it's like, no, sorry, like, we're still young. We're gonna see different parts of the country or the state or whatever it is. Like, somewhere new, somewhere different. So it's not as if they're going to, like, let's say the hill, like whatever specific cottage somewhere every weekend, and then she's just like a bit offended, like, oh, they don't want to come to mine but they want to go there. Everything. It's like, no, we're going to different places, experiencing different things. Like,
yeah, it's like, if people put it this way, it'd be like if our families didn't only come to Canada on every holiday they want to go on.
Oh my god, exactly. Like, if they were like, I'm going to Spain for a week, and you're like, what? You're not coming. You're not using your money to come here. You're not going on a flight here.
How dare you? Like,
yeah. No, that's it. Yeah, but I definitely think like, you should have a conversation with her. If your husband wants to have a conversation with her, or both is, or I think maybe the husband on his own, and just kind of like put it out there that it's him that also wants to go to these other cottages, and that he doesn't understand why she kind of stops talking to him for that period of time. Like, what? Like, they don't have to go there all the time, and they want to do new things, do different things, and also explain certain situations. Like, they're happy in their like cottage, and they have all the facilities they need. They're not in, even though they're in the same area and at the same like location, they're not actually in the same circumstances when they go there, and they don't even have a bathroom in whatever cabin they're staying in.
Exactly. They're
like,
basically in a little shed. Like,
it's completely different experiences, even though you're there at the same time together in the same place. Like, you are having different.
If you're not comfortable there, then you're not comfortable. Like, end of, no discussion. Like, it's not. I don't think it's a big deal. But I don't think you need to be ignoring them. Like, how immature. Like,
like,
if you have an issue with someone, fucking say to them, I hate all this. Like,
oh yeah, I'm not gonna talk to her now.
Like, just gonna ignore them, and like, they'll get the hint. Like, fair enough, I can understand. Like, I think we all go through phases where we're like, oh, we're just not even reacting to that. Like, just ignore. But like, clearly you have an issue if you're ignoring all their text messages. Like, it's not as if you are both ignoring each other. Like, there's text messages and you're just ignoring them. Like, so how long are you gonna ignore them for? You're just pushing people away, because she obviously knows, like, she's in the wrong. She doesn't want to admit it. Like,
exactly.
She's annoyed with the situation. Like, I bet you she agrees with them. Like, oh yeah, but she's like, no, I'd still rather them here. Like,
fucking age, I swear.
I don't have energy for some of these people.
No, I don't know how he's put up with that.
Right, we'll jump into the next one. This one's just called Am I in the Wrong?
Ooh. We'll tell you.
What?
I said, we'll tell you.
We'll tell you. I just had a fight with my mother-in-law because they are travelling for over 3 months to visit my sister-in-law, and I don't like to dog sit for their dog. I have 2 tiny chihuahuas. This is not the first time I've had to dog sit for such a long time before. The reason why I don't like to sit this dog is, number 1, it's more than 3 months old. Number 2, it's a big Labrador and I'm not used to big dogs. Number 3, they don't take care of the dog's health and it becomes their responsibility to take it to the vet so that our dogs don't get anything from it. Number 4, it's an old dog that smells bad, like really, really bad, and flies are always after it. Last time we had her, she had a gland infection and pus was coming from her. And it would spill on the floor. Sorry for being so gross. Number 5, she's scared of a lot of things, and when she's trying to look for a safe place, she knocks down plants, decor, anything on her way. Now my mother-in-law is saying that if we can't take care of the dog, we should at least pay for a dog hotel because they don't have any money for that. I feel bad because I feel like it's a child caught in the middle of an argument and I don't know what to do. Any advice? I also want to add that they don't leave any money for regular expenses. It all comes out of her pocket and then my husband asked for the money back. She was mad at us for that too. Sorry if my grammar is not great. English is not my first language. Am I the asshole?
No, sorry. Someone needs to call like animal
No, someone needs
rescue
to
on
slap
them.
her. Someone
Yeah.
literally needs to slap her.
Like, what? I don't get why people have a dog if they don't want to look after it properly, and it's no one else's it's no one else's.
It's someone else's
Yeah.
responsibility.
I couldn't think of that word. I was like,
Like, I don't know why you'd even book a holiday or book to go somewhere without securing that someone can mind your dog.
Yeah, it's the expectation of, even if someone does it once, you're not guaranteed they're either gonna want it or willing or available to do it again and again and again. It's like, yeah, the mother-in-law was like, oh yeah, they mind them before, so they'll mind them this time. And it's like, you're going away for 3 months and you leave no money, and your dog has clearly has certain
Health
needs
issues, yeah.
and issues that it has, like matted hair and dirt, you know, like Labradors, they need a lot of walking, but when it comes to their coats,
But
they shed. So it's like, the maintenance wise on their coat, like there's not much there. It's not like
The
it's
poor
long
dog.
hair and
I
knotted
feel,
and,
yeah.
but like,
I feel
poor
bad for the
dog.
dog.
Yeah, like
Well,
they
I do
just
feel
shouldn't
bad.
have a
Like,
dog.
if you're not looking, like she said, they're not looking after the
Yeah.
dog properly. So don't have a dog if you're not going to look after it. Yeah, it's old, but like, why would you just basically leaving it to rot?
Yeah,
Like, that's fucking terrible. No, like I'm I guess so passionate about these type of
I
topics.
know.
But
oh.
and you can't expect, it's not just a given because someone minds your dog once, like, oh yeah, they'll just do it again.
Yeah,
Like, no, I would never
for
book a
3
holiday and
months.
be like, oh yeah, Amy, by the way, I'm away this week. Like, Trent, you'll have Trent. No, it doesn't work like that. No, and it never will. I'd never treat someone like, oh yeah, well, no, just Amy will do it, or like they'll just do it because he's done it before. That no one owes you that. Like, no one owes you that. Like, you decided to keep a dog or get a dog. It's your problem if someone doesn't want to do it. They're not obliged to do it.
and then to ask for money, like,
Yeah, for a dog hotel. Are you winding me up?
Right? I'm wondering, cause it's an older dog. I'm wondering, was it like a family dog that like is technically her husband's and his sister's? You know, like a childhood dog. Because if it's old, obviously we don't know how old these people are. I don't know if they said it. I can't remember. But I'm wondering, was it like a family dog? So then the mother-in-law has it in her head that well, like, well, technically this is kind of his dog as well. Like,
Oh,
and
that's
is
so
and is
ridiculous.
expecting him. Oh yeah, well, you couldn't cover the cost while it's here with you because I cover the cost of everything. I'm now thinking, the more I think about it, I'm like, I wonder, is that where like she's getting this kind of entitlement from, that oh yeah, they'll do this and that, because I mean it was their childhood dog growing up. Because if it's old, then
Yeah, like I get that, but like at the end of the day,
It's still not right
if
now.
it was your childhood dog growing up, you were the parent that agreed to have that dog and took on that financial responsibility. So
yeah.
that's on you.
Yeah.
That's your problem. That sounds like a you problem, hon.
Yeah, no, it's still like 100% the mother-in-law and all is in the wrong, and like the asshole with it.
We'll jump into this next one.
Yeah.
Which I think this is gonna be the last one before we wrap up. But this one is a juicy one. So,
Juicy.
mother-in-law comments on my body every time she sees me. Just like the caption, she never stops. Also throw away because I don't want this in my main account. I, female 20, and my boyfriend, male 21, have been dating for almost 5 years now. Back in high school, I used to be an athlete, and since I was an athlete up until after my senior year, I never once felt like I was too big or too skinny. I just felt like I was good enough for the sport I was playing. Of course, I had my moments of insecurity, but those were my problems that I faced alone. Ever since I stopped playing after my senior year, my mother-in-law always had something to say about my body. It was either I'm too skinny or I'm getting too chubby. This really fucks me over to this day. I can't show up to her place without her mentioning if I'm eating enough or I should be going on a diet. She'll always do it in front of my friends and her family. I should mention that I am Hispanic, so if you know the way Hispanic moms talk, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. For those who don't know, she'll say it like a joke, like, oh, are you getting ready for grandbabies? Or, oh, or how are we on the diet? And stuff like that. She'll always say that she's concerned about my health, but to be honest, I don't see it that way. I have developed a small eating disorder because of this, and what sucks is that I can't do much about it. My boyfriend knows how his mother is and tried to tell me to ignore her because then we would be offending her if we say something about it. It has been going on for 3 years, and right now I'm getting called too skinny, getting told, are we eating? Are we taking our vitamins? It's a feeling that makes me want to cry every time. Thank y'all for this. I will take your advice and I'll talk to my boyfriend about it. But am I the asshole in this situation, or am I just overthinking?
That's so infuriating. Like, oh, imagine having to go through that for literally 5 years. Constantly someone commenting on your weight every single time you see them.
And like, what infuriates me, besides the feelings I get of like towards the mother-in-law in this story, the boyfriend, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You're afraid you'd be offending her because she's calling you Mrs. Fat. Are you having a fucking laugh?
Like, what about the fact that your ma's offending your girlfriend? What about that? What about the, like, how your girlfriend's feeling? You don't care about that? Sorry, you'd be in the bin. Dumped,
yeah, no.
Gone. That
doesn't even add up. Like, why would you even comment on someone? And why wouldn't just hire a man, like, hey, man, just on the, like, between me and you, like, can you stop just commenting on our body?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to make a big thing about it. Like, you can say to your ma, like, but if she's not gonna, I just wouldn't be around her if I was that girl. I just would not go.
No, I literally couldn't. Like, imagine someone breaking you down every single time they see you. Like, weight is already, like, a touchy subject with a lot of people, because like that, there's no perfect weight, but then everyone individually has an image in their head of what the perfect weight is. So like, someone who's too thin for someone else is perfect for someone else, or too big for someone else. You look at someone who's a size 6, they've probably been told they're too big by someone, but then they're someone that's a size 12, 14 is too big or too small. Like, keep your opinions about people's weight to yourself. Like, it just there's no reason to comment on anybody's weight at all.
It's none of your business.
No
honestly.
matter what you think. Like, there's just no
we
reason
all have
for
mirrors.
Like,
we can all see fucking in mirrors. Like, but like your opinion shouldn't, like, your opinion on you reflects your opinion of yourself. If you're going to say stuff like that to people, so no, sorry, not happening.
That's the thing. It's like,
and imagine being that girl's ma. Being like, oh, me mother, like, yeah, me fella's ma keeps calling me fat, like, or saying I'm too skinny. Like, I'd be seeing red.
I'd be so mad. But I hope, like, just for the, she touched on that she has developed, like, an eating disorder there, and said there's nothing she can really do about it. I hope she does eventually go and talk to someone if anyone's struggling with anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
You can, like, I believe there's, like, support groups, and you can go to, like, therapists, or just reach out and Google. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of
like, that you're not on your own,
like helplines. Like, you're really not on your own. There's so many people that you don't even know that are also struggling with the same something thing, like that, whether it's like eating, like,
there's support groups for everything.
Yeah,
like, literally
100%.
When you think you're going through something on your own, you're definitely not. Like,
no,
there's 8 billion people on this planet. I think there might be
enough
one that's
going through it.
If it has a name, like an eating disorder, it means that you're not the only one. Like, obviously there was that they call it an eating disorder because there's more than one person in the world that's had it. So hopefully hopefully when the mother-in-law, like, stops commenting on her body, maybe she might be able to, like, because she's in limbo. She's either too skinny or too fat.
That's the thing.
She doesn't know what she is. Like,
you're in a constant back and forth of, like, what is actually going to be good enough. And as much as you might personally be happy with your body size, when someone keeps commenting on it like that, then that thought's in your head. It's like, oh, could I lose an extra few pounds? Oh, could I gain them back? Oh, like you're constantly in limbo, because then you're looking at yourself differently, because you're like, well, what is she saying that I'm not saying? And it's just like a whole spiral of negative and damaging your own self.
That mother-in-law just likes hearing her own voice. You're perfect. Don't let anyone think otherwise. Like, don't let anyone's opinion of you affect you. But like, that's very rich for people to say, like, don't let it bother you. But that mother-in-law just loves hearing her own voice. She's just counting our words for the day. Like,
and do you know what the thing is? I feel like people like that, it's one of them generational things where this girl that wrote it, her mother-in-law's mother-in-law probably did the exact same thing.
Yeah, but learn from her mistakes. Like, why would you repeat it? Like, I'm not being bad at, like, even saying like, oh, it's probably a generational thing, like, which it probably is. But when do we stop making the excuses for it?
No, 100%. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When is it like, well, that's a generational fucking thing. Yeah, I'm not having
and
it.
now
Like,
the cord needs to be cut. I'm not. This doesn't go to the next generation.
Exactly.
It's like
when people are like, oh, like I know old people sometimes have a rap where they're kind of cranky and old. Like, well, if you're gonna be disrespectful, why would I let you away with that? I don't give a fuck what age you are. If you're gonna be disrespectful to me, I'll call you out on it.
Yeah.
I'll whack that Zimmer frame off you.
Yeah, I'll kick you over, grandpa.
Kick you off the bus.
Them shins aren't what they used to be.
Not saying not all people are old people are cranky and all. Like, I'm just saying, like, you know, like the stereotypical, like in films and stuff. Like, if we couldn't get away with it, so if she said that to her mother-in-law, she wouldn't get away with it.
Yeah, so that's one around to when your mother-in-law says something, you'd be like, love handles. They're getting bigger.
Fupa.
Have you gone up a size? Just start doing
I have,
just
and I
start dishing it back to her.
Fucking enjoyed it as well.
It's like, oh, do you want my old clothes from that time when I was too big? It looks like they'd fit you now. Just start giving it back to her, and she won't like it. And the funny thing is, then she'll go to the boyfriend, and the boyfriend will go to you and tell you, oh, you're offending my ma. And then you just look at him and go, really?
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. So you're gonna offend the ma. You're gonna, like, someone's being offended at all times. So I don't know. I think that boyfriend shouldn't shit where he eats, to be honest with you.
So I think also if it gets to like that step where you've said it to your boyfriend a few times and he still won't like kind of have a word with his marriage or whatever, I think then reevaluating the relationship and taking yourself out of that situation.
Yeah, because
it's like the next step.
Like, you wouldn't let a stranger talk to you like that.
No.
So why would you let someone who's supposed to like care about you?
For you.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
So no, sorry, hon. Like, say la vie, like, fuck that. Like, hasta la vista. Bye, I'm out. Ciao.
Slán. But I think that's on that one anyways. Like,
we have a wild beast in the area. Hi, Trent. Hi, you coming to say hello?
He's coming to say hello, everybody.
To say hello. He's like, what you guys doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Podcast.
You are interrupting us ending this podcast, mister.
But yeah, while Trent's sitting there, I'll close out the episode. We hope you enjoyed this episode. All about mother-in-laws from hell. If you have any stories of your own, feel free to come over to our Instagram or TikTok and give us a message at the Weird Girls Club and let us know any of your stories or stories in general. We usually do like read out "Am I the assholes" and stuff like that every few episodes. And some people even send them in, and then we'll get to them when we get to them and read them out.
Yeah, and don't forget the comments on our Instagrams. We are trying to read all the comments on videos as best we can and reply to all comments, but we'll get there. Maybe this side of Christmas, maybe not.
Yeah, because we usually post clips of like all these little stories over there, so if you ever just want to like flick through the clips and stuff and see,
you don't want to
leave your
shine
opinion
on
there
for a full video, you can always go over there for the little clips, like.
Yeah, and then of course if you're listening on Apple, Spotify or any other streaming audio platform, please leave us a follow, one if you can, a review, we greatly appreciate it. Or if you're watching the video on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe and hit the bell notification for when we upload our next episode.
The belly thing,
sorry. And
but
goodbye for now. Ciao, Slán.
Bye.
See you next week. Bye.